Alright, so hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to Not Fashion Hub, the best fashion channel in the world. So today, quickly, without wasting time, let's learn how to cut a senator trouser for a child. Okay, I'm going to teach us how to cut for a child. And without wasting time, the measurement we're going to be using is the waist measurement of 24, waist 24, the thigh or the lap is 17, the knee measurement is 14, and the trouser length is 20. Alright, so without wasting time, let's start. So for us to start, we first of all mark out this allowance. It is just about 3/4 inch allowance. Trying to dodge these edges of the fabric here. Alright, so after marking this half inch, first we are going to identify our horizontal lines. So first is the waistline, and for our waistline, let's identify this to be our waistline here. Let's just mark out half inch from the beginning here. Identify this as our waistline. This is our waistline. This is our waistline. So after getting our waistline, we can go further to get. Alright, so after slanting the waist here by half inch, the next thing for us to do is to get the waist measurement, which is waist divided by 4. You will have what? You will have 8. We have 6. That is 24 by 4. You will have 6. Plus since it's a child, okay, I'm going to put elastic on the waist. So instead of giving half inch allowance, I'll give 1 inch allowance. So that becomes what? That becomes 7 right there. Divide the waist, which is 24 by 4, you have 6 plus 1 inch, that is 7. Right. So the next thing for us to do is to get what? The crotch length. Okay, we'll get the crotch length, then we'll get our thigh. So how do we get our crotch length? Our crotch length is what? You divide the waist measurement by what? By 4. So if you divide 24 by 4, you have what? You have 6. So this is 6 here, alright? So this 6 here forms what? Our crotch length, alright? So on this, we'll now, this is 6, right? 6. We just extend it this side. This is our 6, alright? And on this, we are going to take our what? Our lap or thigh measurement. We said our thigh is what? We said our thigh is 17. 17 divided by 2. That will give you 8.5. So this is 8.5 here. Right? This is 8.5. 8.5. So okay, our crotch length will now join this to give us what? To give us our crotch length. Simply cut it to get our crotch length. Mind you, this trouser is for a child, okay? It's for a child. Alright. So the next one we're going to do now, like I said, we're going to get our horizontal line. So first we got our waist. For us to get our crotch, we divided our waist by 4, and we got it to be 6. On this 6, we marked our what? We marked our lap or our thigh line. The next thing for us to get is the knee measurement. And the knee measurement is simply to divide the full length of the trouser by 2. So if you divide 20 by 2, you will have 10. The length of the trouser is what? Is 20. Divide by 2, you will have 10. Alright. So this is 10 right here. 10 right here. And the length of our trouser is what? Is 20. And we just add 1.5 inch seam allowance to it, right? That becomes 21.5. So take it here. So this is 10 here. This is 20 here. This is half. Alright. So we join these points together. Join these points together. Join this point together. This point together. Alright. So we are done with our horizontal line. The next thing for us to deal with our vertical lines. Now, since a child, I'll just remove 1 inch from the beginning point here. Alright. And I'll join this line to this line here. I'll join it to the thigh line. Okay. And then I'll join here to the waistline. Alright, so the next thing for us to do is to get the remaining sizes. So we said our ankle measurement is 9, that is 4.5. So this 4.5 will give you what? 9. And so our knee measurement is what? We said is 14, that's 7, alright? So this is it right here. 7. So what I'm going to do next is join this point to this point, this point to this point. Join this point. Use our French curves to give us something better. This point to this point. And we're join this to this. And here we're joining to this. Alright. So now, very good attention. At this point here, we are not leaving this line here to be straight like this. We'll open it a little so that when we are hemming this trouser, we won't have issues. If you have experienced such, you should understand what I'm saying. We'll open it a little there. Alright. So by this, we are done sketching the front part of this trouser. The next thing for us to do is to cut it out and then sketch the what? The back piece of the trouser. Alright, so guys, if you are yet to subscribe to my channel at this point, I would advise that you hit the subscribe button and turn your notification bell on, okay? Alright, so at this point, we'll add 2 inches up here for the back, just 2 inches, alright? See, 2 inches. And the wideness will still add just 1.5 inches okay? You see? So I'll meet these 2 points. This is the 1.5 I added here, alright? And the 2 inches I added up here. Join them together. Can you see this? Can you see that? So the next thing I will do is to shift one of these front pieces. I'll shift it this way. Alright. Just watch carefully. I'll shift it this way, leaving an allowance of 2.5 inches up here and 2 inches down here. I always want it to be more up here, right? So 2.5 inches up here. Alright, and then 2 inches down here. So after I've done that, I will now go ahead to cut out the trouser. But before I cut it out, look at this point here. At this point here, this back curve is not going to be as deep as the front one. I'm going to bring this back curve out by having it start here, but it won't go in as the front. It will come out like this. So are we seeing this? So I'm going to join this to this. I'm going to join this to this. Also this guys, that's the shape of the back. Alright. Now close it back. So the notable differences here between the back piece and the front piece is the addition I gave you of 2 inches and when I gave you 1.5 and then this half here. Those are the notable differences. Okay. So the next thing for us to do now is to go ahead and cut it out so that we are done with this. Alright guys, so you can see baby. So this is the easiest and simplest way to cut a trouser for a baby, okay? For a child. If you are lost, you can drop your questions and I'll do well to attend to them. So for us to sew our trouser, we are simply going to, I'll show us one or few things you need to take note of before going into the sewing, okay? And you watch the video on how to sew it. If you enjoyed that video, please subscribe to my channel. And you can feel free to share the videos and drop your questions. Also let me know if you have anything that is confusing you. Alright, you can also like the videos. I really appreciate. So this is the front piece of the trouser. Alright, this is the pocket area, and since it's for a little child, I've allowed this pocket opening here to be just 5.5 inches from the waist. Can you see? If it were an adult, it's 7 inches. Alright, but for a child, it's 5.5 inches is fine. The next thing I did was to turn this way and apply my soft gum here. Alright, and then I folded it inwards by just 1 inch since it's a child. Okay, just 1 inch. So that's what I did on this front piece. That is for the pocket area. After that, I now went ahead to cut my pocket. This is the pocket I'm going to fix to the trouser. The wideness of the pocket is 5 inches, as you can see. 5 inches. All right. Then the length of the whole pocket is 10 inches. You can see 10 inches. All right. From here to where the pocket opening is, this place, I made it 6 inches. Can you see? 6 inches. So this is how I cut it. All right. Then I came in by ½ inch and curved it. Hope that is understood. So that by the time I fix this pocket to this dress, to this trouser, it will now be looking like this. Can you see that? Very simple and straightforward. So the first thing I'm going to do now is to go to the machine and fix this pocket, okay? And then I'll come back and tell us what we'll do next. So let's go and fix it. So for us to fix our pocket, simply this is our pocket, alright? It's just like this. I'll keep this here, alright? Then I'll open it like this. Okay. I'm going to stitch here. I'll shift it upwards a little. So where I made a notch on the front piece, I'll show you where I sew and stop. This place where I made a notch here, okay, that's where I sew and stop. But I just made this notch will now affect the pocket as well. You see this. Next thing for us to open it like this, run a stitch here. So after that, you see, after this I will take it back. You see, I run a stitch here. Pocket is almost done. You see that? Next for us to do is to bring the pocket back. It is like this. We will notch it here. Alright, then we'll close it. Just notch it here. The next thing is come back to this place. So if you remember, we folded this front piece here by 1 inch. So we're going to leave this allowance on the pocket to replace the 1 inch back. So what we have here is just 1 inch. We'll trim this off. So you can see our pocket, alright? So I'm not close it down here. So how I'm going to close it down here? You simply just notch it here small. Just notch it here small, alright? Just notch it small. Then we'll turn it over, okay? And we'll start sewing from here back to where we notched it. So this is where we notched it, we sew and stop it. See that? Just sew and stop where we notched it. Move it. Can you see? Pocket is sewn and it is what? It's ready. So we can just give the top stitch here to make it, you know, so that it doesn't easily tear. Can we see this? Have our pocket now set. So we are going to do the same thing for the, see, do the same thing for the second side, for the second pocket. All right. So you see, we are done with the fourth pocket. This is one pocket, another pocket. All right. The next thing for us to close in the center here. So keep it this way. Close it. So close and stop here, leaving a 1 inch allowance. Stop there. See, this is the front piece. As far as the front piece is concerned, we are done with it. You can see the front piece. All right. The next thing for us to do is let's attach the band here before we go to the back piece. So you see, this is the band. Now let me show you how I did the band. This band, I cut this fabric to be 4 inches wide. All right. I cut this fabric to be 4 inches wide. Okay. The length of it is based on the length of this waist front piece here. This is 11. I made it to be 12 and a half, so I'll have excess allowance. All right. So after cutting it to be 4 inches wide, I first of all folded this half, folded here by half inch. Then when I finish folding by half inch, I now folded this one to be the waist wideness I want. And I want the wideness of 1.2 inches. It's 1.2. Alright. So after folding this one to be the wideness I want. As for this last part here, you can either choose to weave it. This one can choose to weave it. But I still folded it inside. Okay, to have my work very neat. But watch carefully. When I folded it, you can see the down part is wider than the up part. So that when I'm making a top stitch, it will stitch plus the down part. Alright, as simple as that. So when we come here, let me show you the simple way to do this. Come here, alright. I'll keep my hemming gun here. It's a very simple way of doing it so that you won't suffer with it. This is the down part that is longer than the front, so I will keep this on it. Okay, just half inch. Alright. So I'll still keep my gum on top here. Still keep my gum on top here. So I'll still keep my gum on top, then cover this on it. All right. So the next thing is to apply water and press it. So this way, when you are stitching this, waist, it won't twist at all. So you can see how flat the waist is looking. All right. If you want to turn this way and press to be sure that it's gummed properly. Let's see this. So the next thing for us to do is to run a stitch on top here. So guys, in case you are finding this video interesting, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also share the video. Alright, subscribe and also share the video. So you can see we are done with the front piece. You can see how it's looking very neat. Alright. So you see the top stitch, look at the under stitch. You can see this is how we left that allowance, okay, to be sure that we match on the down, side as well. So this is the back piece, right? So we're going to first of all bring it together and stitch this back allowance here. Stitch this. Yeah. And stop halfway there. So you can see this is our back piece. Next thing for us to do is to join the back piece to the front piece. For the back piece, before we join the back to the front, this is the waist for the back piece. And I folded this waist the same way I folded the waist for the front, okay? So I'll not waste time talking or saying how I fold it. I didn't put allowance gum inside because we're using elastic inside. So I didn't put gum. Right? So the next thing for us to do is just to keep it here. Now we are stitching this side that is smaller is the one we are stitching on here. Simply stitch here. So reaching here allowance to open it, okay? That back piece account. Open it. go ahead to trim off the excess. Alright, so this is the back, this is the front, right? So I'm going to carry the back and join to the front this way. Alright, join it. What I'm going to join it, I'm going to make a notch here so as to identify that's this point here. Alright, so I'm simply going to join it here. Alright, but before then I will want us to, okay, so we'll join it here. Can you see this notch? This notch here, I'm folding on top of the edge of the front piece, the front side of the waist. You see that? I'll notch it, I'll stitch it down. This will actually be joining the trouser, right, sideways. I'll stitch all the way to the end. I've stitched all the way to the end. Okay, I'll do the same thing with this second side. Okay, watch carefully in case you didn't follow up. Keeping it like this. Okay, this notch here, I'll fold at this notch here, fold it behind like this, and I'll stitch here. I also stitch here all the way to the end, just like I did for the other side. So as you can see, I finished stitching. Okay, this is the back. I finished stitching both sides. But before we turn over, I would like to put elastic. So you can see the waist of this child is 24. It's 23, but I use 24. Yes, it's 23. So if you see here, we are having 10 for the front piece. Alright, what is remaining to make up? So since the waist is 24, we have 10 here, remaining 14. Alright. So all we need to do is to see if we stretch this rubber, can it give us 14? That's giving us 14. Can you see? So which means if we put this rubber here, we can get the 24. But the rubber is too long because that's giving us up to 17. And what we want is just 14. Alright. So we'll still remove like on it in the rubber. So actually you stretch before you cut the rubber. You hold your rubber, you stretch. So this has given me, this is 14 here. Okay, so I think 15. Let's make use of this rubber. I'll just reduce more. I hope you understand what the expansion I did here. We have 10, you're looking for 14, right? So you measure your rubber and you stretch it. Since we have 10, we're looking for 14. The waist is 24. So if I stretch this rubber now, it has given me what? 14. So that makes it 24 for the waist. I hope that's simple. So we'll keep the rubber here and we'll stitch it. Stitching this side, we'll still stitch the rubber this side as well. Alright, still stitching this side. Alright, and that is done. The next thing for us to do now is to turn this rubber, turn it to the back like this. Can you see that? So that we'll use the back allowance to cover the rubber. So if I turn it to the back, you will see that the rubber is now inside. Okay, so we'll just use this allowance to turn it like this and cover the whole rubber. Alright, so but stitching this, we'll have to stitch from the good side. Okay, our aim is to cover that rubber. So we are not stitching on this rubber, we are stitching below on this allowance, not on the rubber. Can you see that we are stitching? Look at where the rubber is ending here. Our stitch is down here so that it won't hold, attach, affect the rubber. So we'll stitch from the good side. I am very sure that I'm not touching, my stitch is not affecting that rubber. I have to be very, very sure. And then I will be sure as well that my waist is not twisting. The waistband is not twisting, rather. see this. You have to be very sure that everything is flat, nothing is twisting. So at this point, I'll pull the rubber, I'll pull it this way, all right, and continue my stitch. Alright, so I'm coming to stitch until we get to the end here. Alright, just cover it like that. So this is the waist of the trouser, as you can see. As it is the front part, this is the back side. You can see how neat it's looking, right? This is the front. Next thing for us to do is to join the sides of the trouser. Let's finish joining the trouser. But for children trouser, before closing this side, we first of all take the length of the trouser. So let's go to the table and get the length of this trouser. Right, so we'll press this trouser. Alright, so the next thing for us to take the length of the trouser, we have weave it down, okay? I'll say the length of this trouser is 20, this is 20. Okay, so we'll just hem it here. So we are done hemming our trouser. The next thing for us to go to the machine and finish it up. Right, so the next thing for us to do now is to go ahead and hem our trouser. We'll do the same thing with the second leg. So after we are done hemming, the next thing is to close it up. Close it up on both sides. Okay. And the allowance we are using here is 5 inches, right? So we'll do the same thing on the second leg. Now closing both legs, the next thing for us to do is to close this under here, right? Where we sew the front piece and left an allowance as well as the back. So we'll just close it here, but we'll open this allowance this way and this way. So continue from it. Remember when we're stitching the front piece, we said we're going to leave an allowance about 1 inch. This is wide. Stitch it and close it up to the back side. Our trouser is set. So guys, as you can see, this is our trouser right here, all set. Okay, so just fold it this way to press it like this. You see this? And our trouser is ready. So this is what we have after pressing our trouser. This is what we have right here. All right, so if you enjoyed this video made sense, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share the video. Thanks so much. Welcome to Nat Fashion Hub, the best fashion channel in the world. Thank you.